What's going on, volleyball family? This is Coach Kyle here from Does Kyle Dig It, the volleyball-focused shoe review channel where we take signature and performance basketball shoes and see how they do for the sport of volleyball. I'm your host, Kyle. I'm a volleyball coach and player, and today we've got a special treat for you. We're going to be taking a look at the Anta Kai 1 Speeds. As always, please like and subscribe if you like this type of content, and let me know down in the comments what you think about this particular shoe after we're done with the review here. This is the Anta Kai 1 Speed. This is part of Kyrie Irving's signature line through Anta the company, and this particular model retails for $130 US. I would say, as far as lineup is concerned, the shoe kind of fits in right alongside with his current model, the Kai 1. Really big fan of the Kai 1. Kai 1 Speed is just slightly different, but also different in a lot of really good ways. So let's get into it. As always, we will go ahead and we'll start with traction. The traction on these bad boys was excellent after a little bit of break-in. Originally and on the dusty courts, I did have a good bit of dust pickup across the grooves here, but that quickly faded with about 2 or 3 good break-in periods. The traction started sticking on everything. It was really great. However, this particular more like translucent outsole on this particular colorway, the Tribe, does pick up a good bit of dust. So after you're done, you're going to need to wipe a couple of times here and there just to make sure you get it all off. But otherwise, the traction was superior. And these things have a really nice high-pitched squeak. Now, I know that that doesn't matter anything for performance, but it is kind of nice to have every once in a while if you're into that kind of thing. We've got real nice, deep herringbone pattern all the way through the shoe that really is good on pretty much any surface. It did have a small break-in period. I would say about 2-3 sessions for me. Got the actual sole here really broken in. The only other thing that I would say is that this shoe does pick up some dust, so you might need to wipe once or twice in a session, depending on how dusty the court is that you're working with. Specifically, if you are working on the typical volleyball sport courts or plastic, sport court that's really dusty, you might have to wipe a little bit more than normal, but this shoe will grip really nicely for you. Now that we've talked about traction, let's go ahead and get into the cushioning setup of this shoe. This shoe is using the full-length nitrogen foam from Anta, same as the actual signature Kai 1. It also has foam exposed here, starting from the heel on this side. A little more difficult to tell in this colorway, but the entire gray area here wrapping around the side is all exposed nitrogen foam from Anta. Then as you come underneath the shoe, you also have 2 spots of exposed foam, as well as this big exposed midsection in the shoe that also lets you see the full-length TPU shank plate that runs in the shoe. As far as overall cushioning goes, I'd have to give this shoe probably an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10. It's not my most cushioned shoe, and the heel compression really isn't all that significant, despite having the exposed foam here in the heel. However, I think this shoe strikes a great balance in between cushioning and bounce, because this shoe with the TPU shank plate has really great springiness and a lot of bounce to it. I felt very light on my feet in this shoe. As far as heel-to-toe transition goes, the shoe actually has really great heel-to-toe transition. We've got this nice rounded shape here in the heel created by that exposed foam, and then the same thing in the front, really great rounded shape. So heel-to-toe transition was excellent in this shoe. I would say that as far as overall cushioning is concerned, I was really happy with the performance of this shoe. Despite, being a little bit of a lighter model, it actually gave me really great support. Overall, the shoe is actually extremely light, and I'd say it's probably about average for your traditional court shoe today. I didn't have any significant complaints about weight or any issues in that category. As far as actual fit is concerned, I would say go true to size, unless you have really wide feet, then you might want to consider going up a half size just for a little bit of extra room here in the toe box, which was just a little bit narrow, but for me and my fit, it was perfect. The lockdown on this shoe was excellent. I had a nice snug fit whenever I got into the shoe. Never had any issues with movement. Just lockdown was excellent on this particular shoe. Then when we also talk about that same cushioning, we've got a real nice, thick, plush, supportive tongue. And here in the rear of the shoe, we actually have this real nice cushion set up around your Achilles tendon. I really liked the heel cushioning of this shoe because I do have a little bit of plantar issues sometimes. So the lockdown and the cushioning supporting the heel of the shoe was really, really nice. Overall, I would say the cushioning of this shoe, again, 8.5 to a 9 out of 10 compared to all the rest of the shoes that I normally wear. Up here in the top area, we've got kind of like a mesh knitted material that in the Tribe colorway looks amazing with the colors that are popping on it. Also had good breathability for me across the top. And then as we come around to the side, we've got this nice caging material here that really helps with that lateral stability left and right on the support. And as you come around, you've got the same kind of situation over here. Nice shank plate coming up, good lateral support and lockdown on the shoe overall. I had no complaints about any of the materials or any issues with the way that the shoe was designed. It looks excellent. My only caveat would be that if you are doing any type of heel touches or heel drags, you might end up wearing out some of what is this kind of rubber material that runs around the toe of the shoe. You can see it in both pairs, that in both of my shoes here, that I've rubbed off a little bit of the toes from doing some heel drags here and there, which is a little bit upsetting, but it's not that big of a deal, and the overall performance of the shoe is not affected at all. Overall, I have to say I really enjoyed playing in this shoe for volleyball. It's been pretty consistent in my rotation for the last 3 weeks. And I plan on actually probably playing in this shoe in an upcoming tournament here soon over President's Day weekend. I love the designs. That was my biggest issue with the original Kai 1s, is I really didn't like a lot of the colorways. And then even when the Kai 1 Speeds first introduced, wasn't a huge fan of the initial colorway, but this Tribe colorway is just, it pops, it's beautiful, and I love all the small design details in it. It's just, this is an excellent shoe. Overall, 9.5 out of 10. Great lockdown, great support, good cushioning, good feel, good court feel. My only suggestion would be just if you're a bigger player or if you're someone who's got a little bit wider feet, maybe go up half a size, and you might want something that maybe offers a little bit more cushioning support than the Anta Kai 1 Speed. But for a setter like myself, who's not doing full jumps quite as much as the middles and the outsides are, the cushioning setup was more than adequate for me, and I felt very springy off the ground getting to the ball quickly. Big thing for me was that lateral support. This cushioning setup here in the heel really locked down my heels so that I felt like I had great lateral stability going side to side in these shoes, especially with the way that they have designed the plates on the outside to kind of cage in your foot as you come around on the shoe. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for my review of the Anta Kai 1 Speed. I'm a big fan of this shoe, but let me know down in the comments, do you like this shoe? Are you a fan of the colorways? If you already have this shoe, how's the performance been for you on both clean and dusty courts? And as always, please like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. More volleyball shoe reviews will be coming your way. As for the Anta Kai 1 Speed, Coach Kyle does dig it. Have a good one.